OK、じゃあ、こんにちは。
はい、こんにち
こん
は。
にちは。ブライアンさん、お久しぶりです。
はい、久しぶり。
お元気ですか？
はい、元気です。
もうブ
小
ライアンさん、
林先生は
はい、おかげさまで元気です。ありがとう。
よかった。
じゃあ、まず簡単に自己紹介。ブライアンさん知ってる生徒もいると思いますが、初めての人もいると思うので、じゃあ、ブライアンさん、簡単に自己紹介をお願いします。
はい、わかった。こんにちは、皆さん。ピスコのブライアンと申します。よろしくお願いします。今、私は21歳です。CSB、大学3年生です。私の趣味は、ウクレレを弾くことです。よろしくお願いします。
はい、こちらこそ。ブライアンさん、ウクレレ。そうですか。ずっと高校生の時も音楽が大好きで、ね、いつもバンド、ずっと4年間、ね、バンドとマーチングバンド、
とコンサートバンド。
そう。あと、ジャズバンドもしたよね。ね、ブライアンさんも私もすごい音楽が大好きということです。それからでも、ブライアンさん、今、just came back from Japan だよね。3週間前お帰りなさいだよね、じゃあ。So I haven't seen you since August?
Yeah.
So
Or
last
July?
time you visited me at my high school.
Oh, yeah.
You came a couple of times. But it's so good to see. I wish I could give you a big hug. お帰りなさい hug. But yeah, so I'm sure my students are really eager to know more about what is it like to study abroad in Japan. So right off the bat, how about we start with, it's been 3 weeks since you came back. What do you miss? What are you already missing about your experience in Japan?
That's difficult. But I think personally, if we're talking about how I feel, I miss the freedom. GU. That's what I miss the most, because here in Salinas, I feel trapped since there's not much around here. But in Japan, everything's so close together. You can visit maybe 3 different places in one day.
But what are some places that you would have visited, like on a typical, day?
In Okayama, since the train, I have the Ikoka card, which is basically just the pass to go around on a train without.
Ikoka. かわいいね、名前がね。Ikoka. Let's go card ね。
I got it's right here.
Oh, cute! And you just touch it on the.
Yeah, you touch it on the entry, and then you can just pass through.
Yeah. Hand-free device ね。いいね。So you would get on the train to go where?
Since I live in probably the biggest city in Okayama-shi, or Okayama-ken, there's scattered around the big city are smaller cities with each their own special thing. So, such as maybe 15 minutes away from the station would be Kurashiki, which has probably one of the prettiest historical areas in Okayama.
Yes, Kurashiki, ne.
But then on the way.
I've never been to Okayama yet. So next time, I want you to show me around.
Then maybe after that, I would probably with friends. I would maybe stop at a different city, maybe like Uno, which is close to the ocean, so they have fresh seafood.
Did you get to try some new seafood in Japan?
Yeah, I tried a lot. That's what I missed too. I missed washoku.
Washoku.
Japanese food is.
Yeah, you haven't been using a chopstick too much, huh?
Not lately.
You can eat your home food with chopstick.
I actually brought a pair of chopsticks from Japan.
Yay! So, like my hashi.
My hashi.
Everywhere and be eco-friendly too. Okay, so Kurashiki, Uno, and then one more place that you might go.
Oh, one more place? This would probably be, I think, it's this place called Hayashima, which is it's inland, but it's called Hayashima because previously the entire area used to be part of the ocean. So, and then they just it was a land reclamation. So they grew igusa, which for like the tatami mats.
Igusa, okay, tatami mats. なるほど。
They also, it's really interesting buying like some sort of like omiyage from there. So I'd always bring like friends something from Hayashima.
行きたいな、岡山。案内してください。そっか。じゃあ、ぶーちゃん次、 what are like 3 words? You already mentioned 自由, freedom, but like you're living in Japan as a 留学生, exchange student. What are 3 words or phrases that described your experience there?
Personally, I think maybe one would be mokuteki, which means purpose. I feel like I wasn't there just as a leisurely trip. I was there with the intent of doing something, and I feel which was learning Japanese, and I feel that my experience there, although it's not as long as it could have been, I feel like I fulfilled my purpose while staying there.
Oh, you fulfilled your 目的達成?
Oh,
So how long were you actually there?
About 6 months.
6 months. But it was I'm sure every moment was really rich.
That brings me on to my next word, which is ichigo ichie.
Oh, okay. Can you explain that word? Ichigo ichie.
Yeah, so ichigo ichie, which basically means, like directly translated, is like one time, one meeting, but it's, I guess, like the more underlying context is once in a lifetime, and that once in a lifetime moment should be cherished. But personally, for me, I believe that in Okayama, every day was a once in a lifetime chance, and I made sure to cherish every day, because although it's not going to be my only time or not my last time in Japan, it's definitely going to be still a once in a lifetime experience being there with the people around me.
And that was your first time in Japan, right?
Yes.
Was it your first time traveling abroad?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a huge step that you took.
I've been to Japan before I left California, before I went to a different state.
Before leaving California, you just went to Japan. So now does the world feel smaller?
The world feels, first I feel the world feels bigger to me. Because I feel like I've been in California for the past, or I've been in America for the past 20 years. And I feel like I've seen more of Japan than I have of America. So I feel like I do need to push myself to explore more eastward of California.
Oh, you're right. When we live there, we take it for granted. We don't really try to learn about it or travel. Okay, now after this COVID-19, you can explore California, you can explore the US, and go back to Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said mokuteki, ichigo ichie. Do you have another word or phrase you can share with us?
Maybe keiken.
Keiken.
Which is experience. I chose experience over something more like memory, because in Japan, although it was good, there was still a lot of bad moments. And that's what an experience is. It's both a mix of the both good and bad. And for me, you learn from experience. You don't really learn from memories. Memories are more something you cherish, but experience is what you learn from. And I feel like through that, I've managed to come to an understanding of both what I want to do and myself through all the experience I've had in Japan.
Wow. Okay, Bryan, it just touches my heart what you're saying. Thank you for sharing that. I loved how you said you learned from your experience, not your memories. And thank you for also acknowledging that not everything was wonderful and cheerful and perfect, right? Which kind of takes me to my next question. What were some aha moments? And it could be it could be a more emotional, it could be happy, or it could be challenging aha, or something you learned about Japan, about yourself, an aha moment.
For me, I guess a funnier one would be when I was at one of my first shrines. They have this where you wash your hands, and it's it has a ladle where you have to wash your right hand and left hand, and then wash the ladle itself.
The ladle,
And then I saw people putting up to their mouth. Yeah. Oh yeah. And so I guess so. Me and my friends were under pressure, and you had to drink the water instead of just wipe your mouth with it. But then when we saw other people just wiping their mouth, we were like, oh, so you koto da.
So you realized that before or after?
I realized it after maybe doing it 4 different times at different temples or different shrines.
And that's okay. That's experience.
Yeah, it's experience.
Yeah. Okay. That was a funny one. Do you have another one you want to share?
Not a funny one, but I feel like I guess maybe this was maybe my second week or my second weekend in November. So I pretty much had been in school for about a month and a half then. So when it came to studying, so I'd just be studying in the open living room that I shared with my roommates. But I just felt really trapped, and although I was studying, I felt like I wasn't learning. So I went to we had this place called the El Cafe in Okayama Daigaku, which is where exchange students either get a part-time job and teach their native language, or they can begin teaching others. And I feel like when I made the transition there, I was like, oh, this is way better than what I was just doing before for the previous month and a half. Because I paired up with one of my friends, or with a nice friend that I met there, who's their name is Miyu. So there we would teach each other our own language. I teach her English, and then she'd teach me Japanese, and I feel like, oh, this is really clicking for me.
That's learning.
That's not.
So you felt like you were able to really improve your Japanese when you were learning it with a Japanese person, and you were also teaching her English.
Oh yes.
When it was like a reciprocal.
Because I guess like I don't learn. I guess my aha moment was I realized that I don't learn well by writing down note cards and writing in books and rereading things. I learn better by actually talking to people, putting myself in the situations where I need to use what I'm learning.
I see. Cool. Wow. That's powerful. Thank you. That's such a wonderful aha moment. So so that kind of also, like you mentioned, what you learned about yourself through studying abroad. Just with our conversation, I really see, a growth in you as a person, as a learner, and but do you see that? How have you changed through this experience?
I think I've become more open to trying new things. I feel like in here I used to eat the same thing like every day, or maybe I feel like for the past couple of years I felt like I've been in a rut where I just would do the same thing: wake up, eat breakfast, go to school, and come back. But I feel like when I went to Japan, every day was different from the last. It kind of made me realize that, like, oh, I mean, for the past like how many years I've been doing the same things over and over, and maybe this was the change I needed.
So you went from 20 years of pretty like normal like routine to 6 months of every day being so different. So lots of experiences, lots of new things, new people, new things about yourself. Bryan, what are some future goals that you've set for yourself, or possible careers that you're exploring? So right now you're third year, 大学3年生. So you still have one more year to complete your Japanese major at CSUMB. But what's beyond that? What are you exploring?
In the near future, I will apply to be a jet.
Program.
The jet program.
Okay.
So that's what I want to do for maybe a year or two. But I also want to come back.
That will take you back to Japan. You get to live in Japan again. But college student, but now you'll be like working, earning money.
Yeah, and with the money I gain from staying in Japan, I want to come back to CCMB and get another degree.
Ooh, okay. Like what?
Environmental science. Japan really has a wonderful way they deal with waste and with waste products. They have each day of the week is a different day. They could take out different trash.
Right. So like for example, Monday is for like paper products. Tuesday is for
burnables, plastic bottles and whatnot.
Cardboard, colored bottles, clear bottles. Every day you have to really follow the schedule.
And it's like I'd come back home and I'm still like taking off the wrappers of the bottles, taking off the cups.
And your family members like just
like what are you doing? Just toss it in. Yeah. And I want to be able to, with my degree in Japanese and hopefully a degree in environmental science, I want to be able to work in both America and Japan freely.
Well, you're definitely getting a step closer to that. Yes. Thank you. じゃあ、最後に今サリーナスで日本語を勉強している高校生ブライアンさんの後輩のみんなに応援メッセージ、especially as they are continuing to learn Japanese under this distance learning, shelter in place, this new environment. What are some thoughts that you want to leave with them?
Well, thoughts. Well, I think that no matter since. Even me, even your teacher, we're all lifelong learners, and I believe that it's really hard learning something if you don't have an interest in it or have a mokuteki, a purpose. It's really important you find your purpose in why you want to learn Japanese or why I want to learn environmental science. And just use that to help drive you, as well as studying all at once is probably the most American thing I can think of. Maybe the night before a test, you and your friend just get on like Discord or something and discuss answers, but you don't learn that way. That's a really good way to get a good grade, but not to learn, especially a language. It's good to like practice every day, whether it be for an hour or two or maybe just even 10 minutes. It's about consistency and frequency. That's the hour that you get in class learning with Kamura Sensei, it's good, but it's not enough. It's both. What is it? You have to put in the effort to also learn. She's doing her part by teaching you at school, and you need to do your part at studying at home. And I feel like, and if you do that, then I feel like you can go a long way.
素晴らしい。先生涙です。
Also, Japanese is really hard. Even for me, even for people learning it in Japan. Exactly. So don't let that turn you off of it just because it's hard. It's like, for me, especially with like, in music, you have to practice what you don't know. And I guess it's the same with Japanese. If it's hard because it's something you don't know, then you're doing it right. If you go over the same thing over and over, then you're not really going to improve at anything. So I feel like, if you feel like it's getting difficult, then that's good. Keep at it. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just how it goes.
いいですね。Wow, Bryan, I think you're really speaking to the heart, not the head, but to the heart of many students. You did to me, and wow, I'm gonna have I think my students will thoroughly enjoy what you shared. And if they have questions or comments, I'd like to bring that back to you, and maybe we can continue our conversation again. Okay? Okay. Well, thank you again. 本当にどうもありがとう。じゃあ、はい。じゃあ、またね。
はい、またね。